She was photo clean. She was the best damn woman that I ever seen. She had them silent eyes telling me no lies, knocking me out with those American thighs. She took more than her share, had me fighting for air. And when I was calm, but I was already there, because the world was shaking, the earth was quaking, my heart was aching. You were breaking, you shook me all night.
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Bodi Pozi Comedy. Please welcome to the stage your host, Dan Smith.
How's everybody doing? Come on now, we're small but mighty. If I can get up here and be a stand-up comedian, you guys can do a little bit better than that. Come on now, make some noise. There we go. There we go. I'm Dan the Can stand-up comedian. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My pronouns are he, him, and hot rod. When I was in school growing up, my favorite part of school was when the teacher would tell the class to sit down, so I didn't have to do shit. Danny, take your seat. Okay, teach, where do you want me to take it? All right, maybe that one's not so good. When I was growing up, also, my biggest dream growing up was to compete in the Paralympics someday. Now, I'll tell you, I never got there as an athlete, but I did go as a spectator one time. And I was going to tell you about my favorite sports that I saw while I was there, but I figured instead of telling you, I'm going to show you, okay? So I'm going to act out 3 sports, and when you know what sport I'm doing, you just yell it out unless you're one of the comedians who's already seen me. Then you shut up. All right, so here's the first one. Basketball, yes, that's good. All right, here's the second one. Swimming is an excellent guess, but no, actually the answer we were looking for is drowning. Yeah, you can't swim in a wheelchair. All right, here's the last one. All right. Wheelchair hurdles. Yeah. All right. Like I said, I've been in a wheelchair for my whole life. I have a birth defect. It's called spina bifida. Now, I have the most severe form of spina bifida, which is called myelomeningocele. Now, I know that's a big word, but I actually like saying it because it doesn't sound like I have a disability. It sounds like I have a ninja seal. And my ninja seal's name is Milo. That was pretty cool when a bunch of little seals out there kung fu fighting with their little flippers. So anyway, yeah, I was born in a wheelchair. No, wait, I wasn't born in a wheelchair. Jesus Christ, that would have sucked for my mom. Leaving little tiny tire tracks in her vag on the way out. Ugh. Although I was a really quick birth. Once the doctor finished building the ramp, I just shot right out. You know, if I ever when I write my autobiography, I know the name I'm gonna call it. If I Could Walk a Mile in My Shoes. I was out walking my dogs a while ago, and this guy yelled out at me. He said, "Hey, are you walking them, or are they walking you?" Dumbass. I said, "Actually, sir, we are competing in the wheelchair Iditarod." He said, "You did a what?" Iditarod, it's a sled dog race. Pretend my wheelchair is a sled. I said, "Okay, yeah, we go over 100 miles on pavement using 2 dogs." I said, "Have you seen any other guys in chairs coming through here recently?" He said, no. I said, "Sweet, I'm in the lead." You know what the funny thing is, though? That's not even the dumbest thing anybody's ever said to me. You want to hear the dumbest thing that I think anybody's ever said to me? It came when I was in college. You see, the guy, the IT guy that worked at the college I went to, he was also in a wheelchair. And one day I was talking to somebody when the IT guy rolled by. This person stopped what they were saying mid-sentence and said, "Hey, do you know him?" I want to say, yeah, we're all in one big club, You know how Best Buy has the Geek Squad? Yeah, well, we're the Gimp Squad. I didn't say that, though. I said, we've met a few times. I'm not kidding you. Her next fucking question was, "Is he your brother?" Yeah, wow. I said, oh, so you've heard of Anna and Steve? She said, no, who are Anna and Steve? I said, oh, you see, Adam and Eve each had a twin who couldn't walk. So they were completely left out of the Bible because God didn't want to admit he fucked up on 2 of the first 4 humans he created. So, you see, you come from Adam and Eve, but people in wheelchairs, we come from Anna and Steve, which is actually really great because it means people in wheelchairs, we get into heaven no matter what we do on earth. No matter what. You know why? Because neither Anna nor Steve could reach that goddamn apple. Oh, I'm coming up on 3 years sober. Yes, thank you. California sober. California sober. No alcohol. Everything else is on the table. No, but you know what? I had to quit drinking because, if I had gotten one more DUI in this thing, my wheels were going to get impounded. Talk about a pub crawl. Although, I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it. I mean, all those meetings, they're all downstairs in church basements. They're all 12-step programs. 12-step programs. All right, yeah. Need a program with a ramp. ADA compliant AA. All right, I'm going to tell you one more thing. My wife and I, we're coming up on 15 years of marriage. Right here. Yes. Thank you. What's funny is 15 years later, people still ask me, hey, is your wife in a wheelchair too? Yeah. I don't go around asking you guys, hey, so does your spouse also ask really fucking stupid questions? No, she's not in a wheelchair. She has a fetish for them. Yeah, my lady likes her role play. All right, everybody, we're going to keep this show rolling. I'm going to introduce your first comedian of the night. Please make it loud for a good friend of mine, very, very funny comedian, Mr. Artie Valenzuela.
Yeah, you want your mask? Yeah. Ooh, okay, I see. That reverse I was so scared. Okay. Give it up for Dan, everybody. Fucking hilarious, dude. Dan, it's funny you brought up Anna and Steve. I'm a Filipino Catholic, dude. I was like, don't say too much, man. My family might be watching, Dan. I'll have to go to church. You said you can't. You said people in wheelchairs can't swim. Mind you, I'm ignorant, Dan. All right, I know I'm naive to things. You said people in wheelchairs can't swim, but I remember in Forrest Gump that Lieutenant Dan, your surname. I remember a scene of him jumping off Bubba Gump's shrimp boat, right? And what was he doing? He was swimming. He was swimming.
What I said was you can't swim in a wheelchair. You can't swim in a wheelchair. You can get out of this wheelchair, swim, but you can't swim in a
Thanks for clarifying. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. Okay, argument stands. Argument stands. You don't, but argument stands. Okay. I love you, Dan. I we were, before the show started, All Star by Smash Mouth was playing. You guys remember that song? Hey now, you're an all-star. You're welcome, it's in your head. I watched Shrek recently. It's a good song. I actually stopped watching Shrek after the song started. Where else are you going to listen to it? It does make me think of the other movie it was in. Do you remember? Does anybody know? Fucking trivia here. Anybody know? Mystery Men. We got one. I knew it. I knew it would be you, too. I had a fucking feeling. Mystery Men. Are you familiar? Okay. Who? No. Yeah. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, the guy who did Apu from Simpsons. Whatever. I was thinking about it, and it's about superheroes that aren't super, right? They got powers. Like one of the guys, he can throw silverware great. Like he throws fucking forks and shit and spoons, but it's not as effective. And it's a plot hole. It's a plot line. And then like Ben Stiller, he just like gets rageful, but he doesn't have any super strength at all. He just gets super mad. That's like more identifying for me. I don't know if you could tell I'm not much taller than Dan. And I realized that I may have what's called a Napoleon complex. You know what that is? You're kind of tall, guy who knew Mystery Men. How tall are you? Fuck, never mind. You are kind of tall. I thought you were like 5'7". I was going to be like, I'm almost there. And then... Isn't that crazy? I dreamt of being 5'7". I don't know if you could tell, I'm 5'3", right? And thank you for wooing, because I do tell the truth about my height. I feel like a lot of short people don't. I tell the truth. And with that being said, I think I might be 5'2". Have you ever been fucking ambiguous about something intentionally? I literally was talking to a person who was cutting my hair earlier. She's a female, and it matters because toxic masculinity has taught me that I need to be taller than women. And I don't know if you could tell, I've never been taller than women. I've been taller than girls. Been hella taller than girls. But it is something where because of my height, anytime someone's near my height, like if I may, how tall are you? Yes, how tall are you? 4'11"? So you might know this too then. We can relate. If anybody is near your height or a little bit taller, what's the first thing they fucking want to do? Prove it. You don't? I fucking do. You don't mind? Why don't you mind? Why are you so nice about it? Is it because... Yeah. But good job. Now, are you with anybody? Do you have a partner? Who's? That's my wife. You're cool as fuck. You're the wrong person to talk to. You deal with him. You gotta be hella cool. Congratulations. And he didn't know. And there was a plot hole in the swimming bit. And we figured that out. There's two things that you gotta fucking fix in your whole set. Yeah, very true. And you did to the wheelchair. Yeah, we clarified. But the thing about what I was gonna say is that everybody always likes to prove it. And I don't know if you've ever done this in these times, but I do this trick. First off, Air Maxes. Gives you 1.5 inches. You're welcome. You're now 5 foot. And then 2, when they do the shoulder bit, you do this. You see that? It's a suck in, and that's 1 inch. Now you're 5'2". My math is wrong. You're 5'1". Sorry. 11, 12, 1. Yeah, you're 5'1". That's another thing. I don't understand that shit because I've never had to deal with it. The only time I ever went into any time of talking about, oh, I'm this height, was at 5 foot, and that was about 10 years old. I never had another transition. Fucking over here, you didn't either. You got close. I know, man. Amber, how tall are you? Okay. See the ambiguity? It's okay. I don't tell the truth either. I said 5'3", and I'm still wondering if I'm 5'2". Well, I do have to admit one thing, though. My wife is taller than me. Congratulations. I had to get over it. And here's the weird part. I've been with my wife 13 years. I got over it recently. It just hit me. You want to know what helped? And this might help. This might be a call out. Tom Holland and Zendaya. Are you familiar? Dude, Zendaya is a foot taller than that motherfucker. A whole head. Don't you ever disrespect Zendaya's head again. It's never that. It's not that big. You're thinking Rihanna. Rihanna is a whole head bigger than people. But it did help me because I grew up liking comic books. And Spider-Man was never shorter than Mary Jane. Right? Right? He like crawled and shit. You couldn't tell. But yeah, Tom Holland and Zendaya, man, that helped me. Now, I do have to admit, Tom Holland is a little bit different looking than me. And he might be taller, which doesn't help me at all. So I do have to lose weight. And Dan, have you ever thought about this, Dan? Because we're not as tall as others, do you think you have to lose more weight? Do you think that equates? I wonder in the chart of height and weight, I think I'm like there, if that makes sense. Because the shortness versus you get the Y and X axis. I've been up here a long time, Dan. I feel like I have. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. When you're flailing, I know you don't swim often, but when I'm flailing, dude, fucking save me. Get off your wheelchair and swim, because you can do that. And we've established that. We've established that, right? Yeah. Was that a real get off the stage? Because I'll get off the stage.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for fucking getting into my mind for me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I've been Artie Valenzuela. Please, am I putting up the next host or the comic? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Artie Valenzuela, everybody. I got two things for you real quick. When I was a real young kid, I convinced my mom, to buy me those pump shoes. So I could jump extra high. She bought me the pump shoes. I don't know what she was thinking. But also, don't ever talk to me about being short. Because I went to a concert recently, packed house, tried to go up front, got up front, realized I'm butt level with everybody. I am in the splash zone of farts. So don't talk to me about being short. All right, you guys ready for your next comedian? Very, very good friend of mine, very funny. Please give a warm welcome to Jess Roberts.
Woo! Yeah. I remember, just because he wants to bring up height, I remember Artie and my first roast battle I ever did was against Artie. I'm 5'6". His first roast with me is, look, someone shorter and fatter than me. And the whole crowd collectively just went, what the fuck? That's not true at all. It was a fucking horrible, I hate roasting. It's just, I mean, I do it to myself enough, but it makes me feel dirty, and not the good kind of dirty. So, but anyway, how you guys doing? Nice. So this Bodi Pozi show. I'm positive I have a body. I'm not sure how positive I am about it. It's kind of weird. As you can see, I'm a little. I wanted to say gimped out, but I don't know if that's gonna hurt your feelings, bro. Anyway, I hurt my leg at work. I've been off for a while, so I kind of got a little frustrated not too long ago because I'd finally made it under the twos. And now I'm just slightly back over it. And so I'm kind of mad because I had lost 80 pounds during the quarantine. Yeah. It's all right. It's not a big deal. But yeah, it was really weird because I'm all right, I'm single now. I lost a bunch of weight. I'm going to have confidence. No, hell no. Here comes the jiggle. It's right here and in my arms and shit. I'm sure if there was a good breeze, I could fly like them fucking squirrels. But it's just it's really frustrating because everyone's like, oh, you look so much better. And it's yeah, but you don't have to see me without clothes on. And really nobody else does either. So, but it's really weird, trying to navigate that whole thing, because I tried the whole online dating thing. Anyone? You haven't because you've been married, and I know my mom hasn't because she's been married forever too. Anybody else? Yeah, okay. Fuck that shit. Okay, I'm just saying, all right, I'm a nerd, right? So my thing is, I'm just a Star Wars nerd looking for her I know. That's my catchphrase. How fucking lame? I know. I don't give a fuck. But, like, you'll get people in the comments like, so what's your favorite Star Wars? And I'm like, we ain't doing this. No. I see gatekeeping coming. No, thank you. But, but it's really weird. So I'll tell them, like, you know, if Qui-Gon Jinn hadn't died, there would have been a very short fucking franchise. I'm just telling you. And they're like, that's not true, because you had Vader. And I'm like, but if Qui-Gon didn't die, you wouldn't have Vader. And then I get into this whole nerd fucking conversation online with people. Then I get these people that are like, well, you don't know your shit. And I'm like, well, apparently I do. It's a fucking Wikipedia. You can find it on anything, dude. And, I mean, I am a Star Wars nerd. My shirt's Star Wars. I have tattoos that are Star Wars. My fucking truck is named Skywalker. And you know what frustrates the shit out of me when I get out of my truck that I pay for? When people are like, oh, it's so cute that your boyfriend lets you drive his truck. So cute of you to assume I have a boyfriend. I don't. It's really weird. Being single is really weird because, like, if someone's nice to, and for as long as I have, because when someone's nice to you, all of a sudden you kind of like hyperfixate on that person a little bit, because I have ADHD, and ADHD is kind of like having a conversation with an Etch-a-Sketch with hiccups. Yeah. You fucking don't know, like, you thought you were drawing a castle, shake, 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 oh shit, now we're drawing a snail. I don't know. But, like, I hyperfixate on things. So when I hyperfixate on things, I also hyperfixate on people. And then one day, the glass ceiling breaks, and I'm like, oh, shit. He didn't like me. He's just being nice. You know? It's really weird. But back to the dating sites. The first message I got on a dating site, no bullshit, was this guy was like, hey, can me and my cousin tag team you in a hotel room? I see how you covered your fucking mouth. I did too. I kind of like clutched my pearls a little bit, like, what the fuck? And I was like, I thank you for the offer, but that's kind of not what I'm looking for at all. And he's like, all right, look, hey, I'm a 6th grade teacher, if that helps. I'm like, fuck no, it doesn't, dude. It fucking doesn't. It makes it fucking worse. It makes it fucking worse. Then, I'm bisexual if you can't tell by the hair. But yeah, I get the weirdest fucking couples that are like, hey, you, how you doing? My wife and I, yeah, we want to get down with you. I'm like, no, because they always look like Honey Boo Boo's mom and fucking Tiger King, and I don't understand it, dude. Why can't I get like Prince Charming and Prince, like, why can't I get hot? Like, ugh. And usually the people that contact me for dates usually are mouth breathers that look like they smell like bologna and regret. And I'm fucking good. I know my worth, right? That's what we're doing now in 2022. Know your fucking worth. Yeah, I'm still finding that one. But the weird thing is like, the weird ones for me are the ones that are like, I'm a dom. And I'm going to dominate the fuck out of you. And it's like, are you though? Because, like, you don't seem, I don't know what you're looking for here. Do you just want me to be like, yes, daddy, and that's it? Like, because I have a dad, I don't have daddy issues, and, like, that's fucking gross. For me. Other people might be into it, calling people daddy. If I'm sitting there calling someone daddy, I see my dad's face, and then that's just going to fuck up the whole night. You know? Trust me, my dad's a 90-year-old man with white fucking hair. Automatically think of Donald Duck, and then I'm fucked. So then, no, it's just not happening. Yeah, let's see. So one of the fun things about me is that my teeth are fake. I lost them during pregnancy. It was really weird. Like, I was eating top ramen, like 8 months pregnant, and all of a sudden it's all, pew! one just popped the fuck out. I was like, wait, what? That wasn't... I microwave these all the way. This isn't a crunchy fucking corn, right? So, like, I went like this, and I was like, what the fuck? And then this one went, and this one went. And it really sucked, because they went quick. And I'd finally gotten them fixed. But here's the other fun thing about me, because, fuck it, we're body positive, and we can say whatever. I also have, like, irritable issues with the tum-tum. And since I've given birth, I pee a little bit sometimes when certain things happen. Like when I laugh, get scared, just anxiety, cough, anything, right? So now imagine this. You got fake teeth, which have to stay in your mouth, but you're going to sneeze. But you don't want to, it's the weirdest form of human Tetris I've ever been a part of. I'm just saying, it's like, achoo, oh, shit. Every once in a while, we got some issues, but, that's the fun part about being with me. You're just like, wait, what the fuck's wrong with you now? And it's just like, oh, no, let me add to that. I suffer from PTSD as well, so my brain's a little broken. But it works for me because you, lose chunks of time. And the fun part about losing chunks of time is, if you get invited to your friend's dog's birthday party, you're like, oh, fuck, PTSD, I completely forgot, bro. Yeah, I don't want to go to Woofle's fucking birthday party. It's like, no. But it's also weird because, you could be driving down the road, and when you're driving down the road, all of a sudden, you're like, wait, how the fuck did I get here? It's like an acid trip without the acid. I don't know if you guys are trip balls, but I have a couple times. Not a huge fan. You don't really want to do that kind of stuff if you got skeletons in your closet, and I've got a biology lab in there, so I'm good. I don't want to do that. It's really strange being single now, because I don't know. I got divorced during quarantine, and it was really weird in and of itself. You know how the ex likes to do the whole, you're never going to find anyone like me. That's the fucking point. It's really weird because, he thinks he upgraded, but, his person, she's like a treasure troll somewhere around this era, but, she's the treasure troll that got wet, like the Cabbage Patch doll. Not very desirable, And those of you that laughed, you're old enough to know. And but yeah, it's really weird when you're navigating through the whole being exes. Do you be friends? Do you just not be friends? Do you murder him, put him in a hole, bury a dog 6 feet above him so the helicopter only sees the I'm sorry. I have 2 kids. It's really crazy being a parent. We decided that we were going to purchase one. But we went state prices, not black market. Black market would have been cheaper. But, so my son, he was born a little drug addicted from a homeless lady. And the crazy thing is I tell people this, and, look at me. Tattoos, hair, everything. They're just excuse you. And it's I'm not bragging about this. I'm not the one I have to tell him that I fucking adopted him, because I don't think of it. Because when you're someone's parent, you don't think, oh, I have to tell every fucking person that we meet that I adopted him. Well, I started doing it when one lady damn near tried to throat punch me, thinking that I was a shitty parent. But yeah, no, he's a pretty cool kid. It's interesting because he doesn't talk much, but the other day when I left, he was like, Mom. And I was like, yes, son. He was like, I love you. I'll see you again, okay? And I was just like, because if you have a nonverbal kid who all of a sudden talks, it's super cool until they start ratting you out. Now I'm like, is this fucking kid ever going to shut up? So, but anyway, thank you guys for having us tonight. Thank you for coming out, and I'm going to give it back to Mr. Dan.
Jess Roberts, everyone. Keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah. Jess was talking about losing chunks of time. I tell you, I do not want to lose chunks of time because I already have a bad memory. Because memory is actually, I don't know if you've heard, memory is the second thing to go when you get older. Yeah, I can't remember the first. Come on. Come on, that's my favorite dad joke. Come on, I know. All right. Anyway, so you guys ready for your next comedian? Oh my goodness, you guys are in for it. Look at this, she's not even waiting to be introduced. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, Amber Whitford. Woo!
Hey guys, Dan just told you that it's me, Amber. Okay, listen. I'm so glad to see all of you live and in person. I've been at home with just my husband and my cats for the last 2 years. working from home, doing the whole thing. And the cats have been avoiding eye contact with me for like the last 6 months. So I'm like, I'm glad to see you, look at you. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of people were anti-pandemic, but I loved it. I was like immediately like, okay, I don't have to go anywhere. Sounds fun. And then also, if I have to die, then basically everybody else I know is going to be dead too, right? And that's the only way I want to die. I don't want anybody else to still be alive to remember me. So all of us, we're in it together. Be ready. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry about that. A lot of people are like having a really hard time with COVID. But like I said, I did it. It was fine. It was a few days. I had the easy one. What I do want to talk about though is I am married. Like I said, I mentioned me and my husband spend a lot of time together. We're very, very compatible. We're the kind of couple that people hate because we call each other Mr. and Mrs. And yeah, exactly. Sweetie, we call our cats. Never mind, I'm not going to tell you what we call our cats. But I am going to talk about our cats because I found out by working at home that everyone has secret cats. I never knew. Like, I worked in an office for 20 years, and everyone's talking about their stupid kids. So-and-so did baseball, and somebody else did math, and I'm just like, don't talk about your cats. Don't talk about your cats. But listen, though, really, Pippi knows 5 words. I mean, come on, you guys. You guys think your kids are brilliant. A kitten who knows roll over. We're already at 2 words there, guys. She knows all the important ones, too. She knows dinner. Dinner's any time of the day, just so you know. It means you're going to eat. She knows outside and inside. So listen, she's brilliant. And I'm going to talk about my cats whenever I want to. I do also, what's been happening, working from home, I have, seem to have, oh, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about me and my husband. Like I said, we are like this, right? Except we have been fighting a little bit because we're really different when it comes to like important things. I found out that he has been like just pushing the ignore button for the coffee maker that says clean scale, descale machine. And I'm just like, how do we descale the machine? He's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's like, how much scale have I been drinking? So mad. So I was worried about that. Then I one day walked in and found my 2 cats. Mr. Potter is sticking his paw into my water glass. And Pippi's just watching. And I was like, oh my God, forget the scale. Like, how much cat litter am I drinking? And that's a true story. And one of the other reasons why I'm the lazy cat lady instead of a crazy cat lady, it's like, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm drinking cat litter now. That's my new thing. And it's actually not my new thing because I've become very creative working from home and being a cat mom. So not only do I have a product that I've been working on, it's called a cat cover, a cup cover. And basically it's just a handkerchief over a glass. That's it, that's the whole thing. But it works, because cats see it and they're just like, I don't know how to get in there, so they walk away. No more cat litter. Also, these secret cats that everybody has been keeping at home, I came up, I think it's a great idea, get this like lucite, clear cage, and you just like trap your cat under it, so you can put your computer on top of it, put your laptop there, you can do all your work. And the cat still feels like it's like part of whatever is going on. I mean, hey, It's brilliant. It'll be on the market next summer. Let's see, what else we're talking about. I do want to tell you too, I want to say that I do feel sorry for our neighbors because our cats are monsters. They've been stealing the neighbors' toys. Yeah, exactly. We share a patio, and my cats, as you know, they like to go outside. And I walk up one day and I'm like, where did we get this big, like, stuffed animal? And I, like, looking around. My husband is like, I'm just going to take it back to the neighbors. I'm like, don't take it back to the neighbors. Just, like, throw it over there and pretend like it never happened. My cats are stealing toys. They're picking on the dogs next door. They're just, like, being creepy, watching the neighbors on their part of the patio. And I'm just, like, hiding behind plants. And I'm just like, oh, my God, look at these guys. And then the other day, I look up, and I see the boy cat coming out of my neighbor's apartment. And I'm just like, where were you? And the guy's like, oh, he just came in and hung out for a little while. And I was like, what the hell? So we're those, like, the trashy family in the neighborhood. Like, everybody else's dogs have, like, collars, and they have real toys, and our cats are playing with literal, actual garbage. Unless it's a toy that they've stolen from the neighbor. They're ready with their little torn bracelets and whatever. That's all they want, and they'll play with it. A sock filled with rice is a favorite toy around our house. So I love the cats, though. I have been threatening them a lot lately. I told them if they didn't get their acts together, that I would kill them. All the time I'm threatening, I'll kill you. And then, I mean, ask Scrambles what happens when you get on my bad side. Oh, you can't ask Scrambles because Scrambles is dead. Yeah. And you know, have you ever had a pet put down? Anybody? Yeah, you just, like, is it weird you take it to a place and you're like, I don't want this anymore. Can you kill it for me? And they do it. They do it just fine. And now, though, you can order them to come to your house, which is very sophisticated. It was much easier to have that lady come, put Ichi to sleep, because we had to take Scrambles to a place and then have him skinned and tanned and make gloves out of his fur. But I mean, it was a lot easier for just to have that lady over. She wrapped up the cat and she left with it. She sent us a little package later on, a plaque. So we're at the end of this. I want to tell you guys, I've been having a problem. Siri has been picking on me. First of all, already mentioned it. There is, like, a weight thingy. There's a chart. I got my Apple Watch, and I went to put it together, right? And the first thing, it's just, like, asks you for your height and your weight. And I go to it, and I'm, like, dialing. The lowest height is 5 foot even. And I'm just like, first of all, that's racist. Because there are a lot of people on this planet who didn't make it to 5 feet. So I'm 5 feet. You know how it is. You're basically 5 feet. I'm like, fine. So I put it to 5 feet, and then the weight was like, okay, it's like 100 pounds. And I was like, okay, anyway, so let me try to fix this. So I put it up to my weight, and it's like shot up to 6'4". And I was like, bitch, stay out of my business, Siri. And I know Siri's been messing with me. She's got a whole Mean Girls thing going on with the other apps. Words with Friends is playing words. So I'm just like, oh, you're just obesity? You're just going to play obesity? You know, you play against the machine? And I was just like, oh, you just had that ready for me? Fatism, escapism. I'm like, what are these words that Words with Friends is playing against me? But you know, that's all right. We're going to be fine. Dan gave me the light. He told me in one more minute he's going to just shoo me off stage. So I am going to let you go with that and tell you that I'm glad that I came here today. And thank you, everybody. And here's Dan.
Amber, we're glad that you came here tonight, too. Thank you for being here. Amber Whitford, everybody. Yes, yes. Woo! All right, we got one comedian left, your headliner for tonight. One of the busiest, funniest, best comedians in town. Please give a warm welcome to Ashley Monique. Yes. Woo!
Hey, what's cracking, Stab? How you guys feeling? I come from a small town, and there was only one Mexican restaurant in the entire town, and it was called Taco John's. And I'm gonna sing for you guys the 1999 jingle for Taco John's. It goes like this. There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John's. That's the real song. That's the real song. Yeah, I know. It's you could get away with saying stuff like that though back in 1999. You know, you could not put that in a jingle today. Today, if you try to say there's a whole lot of Mexican going on. You will be elected president. You can't just say stuff like that. Words have consequences. I think it'd be a lot more fun if it were flipped, you know? Like if there were a small town in Mexico and they only had one white people food restaurant and they hired a mariachi band to do the jingle, you know? And it'd be like, ay, ay, ay. Hay muchos gringos and cheeseburger Jose's. Thank you. Thank you. That is an original composition. That's not a real song. You won't get elected president with that one. I'm Latina. I'm Latina. I think that I don't really fit the stereotypes. You know, I think that people think that Latina women are like spicy, and I'm a very mild person. You know, the only time you catch me saying "ooh, poppy" is if I'm ordering a bagel. You know, thank you. It's a slow burn, that one. I'm too mild to have an ass this fat. It's this is the ass of someone with no indoor voice. You know what I mean? It just doesn't belong on me. But I am Latina. My family, they're very stereotypically Latino as well. Latino people, they're superstitious, you know. My family thinks that I have psychic powers, and they call me La Bruja. And my mom, the witch, yeah, there we go. My mom was dating this guy, and I was like, Mom, this isn't gonna work out. And they broke up like a month later, and my grandma was like, La Bruja! She knew. And I was like, no, abuela, not La Bruja. He's a meth addict. He was. My family, they're immigrants too. I'm a first generation American, so they pushed me to be a doctor. That's kind of the normal thing. And I had to tell my mom, I don't think I'm a doctor type. I think I'm more of a creative type. And my mom said, that's okay. And I was like, it is? She's like, yeah, of course. You can be a creative doctor. What's a creative doctor, you know? Am I going to pull somebody into my office and be like, here is the x-ray of your lungs. You'll notice here on the right proximal lobe, a rabbit-shaped mass. I drew that on your x-ray. I thought it'd be a nice touch. No, I invited my mom out to see a comedy show because I wanted to show her that I have what it takes to succeed in a creative field. And, you know, my mom, she came to my show. And I start medical school next fall. It's one of my last shows. No, I'm just kidding. My mom does not watch my comedy shows. That's for the best. I got fired from my job recently. It's okay. It was a remote job though. So I got fired over Zoom, which is way worse than getting fired in person because there's like a webcam. So you have to watch yourself get fired. You know? That doesn't happen when you get fired in person, right? Like, no one's like, Ashley, I'm so sorry. Your employment with us is terminated effective immediately. And here's a mirror. You should see your face right now. Yeah, it was especially bad because my workplace crush was in the Zoom meeting. I was like, what a shitty day. You know, I found out I lost my job and I don't get to fuck Tom. Tom's not gonna fuck me after seeing me go, can I still use you as a reference? Like, that's not sexy. It's not sexy. Tom wasn't gonna fuck me anyway. It's okay. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever opened a fresh cup of yogurt? You know, and like you peel the foil back, and then around the rim, there's always that extra thick, good yogurt. You know what I'm talking about? And got the little tongue maneuver. You got the little get that out of there. That's what going down on uncircumcised dick is like. And I am a fan. I'm a fan. This is the Bodi Pozi show. We like an uncircumcised dick in here. You know, I think people think it's a little weird, but I'm a grown ass woman, and I eat my sandwiches with the crusts on. You feel? That's where the nutrients are. I told that joke at a restaurant once, and the table closest to the stage was hosting a children's birthday party. Yes, they were. And I saw the kids before the show, and I ran over to the host, and I was like, I don't have any clean material prepared. I didn't know this was a clean show. And the host was like, it's not. And I was like, but there's kids here. And he was like, it's 9 p.m. on a Monday. Fuck these kids. Fuck them kids. So I was like, all right, well, maybe the kids are going to be like distracted by the birthday party and they're not going to be listening. So I get out there. I'm not making eye contact. And I was like, hey, y'all ever open a fresh cup of yogurt? And these kids were like, yeah! I'm getting close to a punchline. I'm dying inside. These kids are hanging on my every word because they love yogurts. And then I was like, that's what going down on uncircumcised dick is like. And the mom was like, no! And then the host came out and was like, I told her this was a clean show, okay? It's okay. We gotta talk to kids about stuff like that at some point, you know? Sex education is very important. I had my sex education in Texas, which means that it was abstinence only. And the teacher passed out Dixie cups. She set a timer and she was like, all right, I want you to go around and I want you to shake people's hands. And every time you shake someone's hand, you spit in their cup, they spit in yours. And when the timer went out, she was like, all right, now look in your cups. Would y'all drink that? You know, it's fucked up. It was like supposed to teach us that sex is gross, but one kid really did chug his cup. And this fool got gonorrhea. Not from drinking the spit, just eventually from being the type of person who would drink the spits. You know? All right, I got one more for you guys. I used to be in a relationship. I'm a woman of color, so I live in constant fear. He was a white man, so he wasn't scared enough, you know? When the shit would hit the fan, he would say white man things like, it's okay, my dad's a lawyer. The police will save us, you know, stuff like that. And we were walking around at night, and I see a sketchy dude, the kind of guy who looks like he's gonna stab you in the neck and take your wallet. So I do the procedure, you know, stand up straight, key in the finger, don't stare, but don't let him out of your sight. And most importantly, do not draw attention to yourself. And that is the precise moment that my boyfriend asked me, Hey, who sing that song? That's like, ah! And the sketchy dude was like, hell yeah, brother, that's Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. Have a good night. And my boyfriend was like, see, that guy was harmless. You ever hear like, stand up straight, give the finger, don't take you look stupid. You look dumb right now. So I stabbed him in the neck and I took his wallet because he needs to learn. You're never safe. All right, everyone, that's in my time. I'm Ashley Monique. Thank you guys.
Ashley Monique, everyone. Yes. Hey, everybody. That's been our show. Hey, we've had comedy. We've had music. All-Star from Jim, from Artie and Immigrant Song. Great show. Great show. Thank you for being here very much. We're here every month. Come back next month and see us. Good night, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. That is Bodi Pozi Comedy, but we're not done for the evening. We've got one more show coming up in, let's call it about 10 minutes. It's One Nightstand. It's a Stephen Ferris comedy special. You ever wanted an hour of Stephen Ferris? Well, god damn it, now's your chance. So if you want to stick around, please do. If you're done for the night, thanks for coming out. Check out staffcomedytheater.com for the full calendar of events. See the next time you want to come through. But for everybody else, you at home, you out in the lobby, hold on for about 8 minutes for One Nightstand. You know, assuming Steven shows up. I haven't seen him yet. See you guys in a couple minutes.
Every time I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dusk to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues to pay. Yeah, I know nobody knows where it comes or where it goes. I know it's everybody's sin. You got to lose to know how to win. Half my life's in books, written pages, lived and learned from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All the things come down to you. Sing with me, sing for the years, sing for the laughter, sing for the tears. Sing with me just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord take you away. Sing with me if just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away.
Welcome to Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for One Nightstand, a Stephen Ferris comedy special. Please welcome to the stage, Stephen Ferris.
All right, thank you. This is exactly the amount of people that I wanted to come. So, well, what do you guys want to do? Hand puppets? All right. Well, I don't have any hand puppets. Anybody want to just laugh in general, or you want to see funny hand puppets? But I still don't have hand puppets, but at least maybe I could do the funny part. I don't know. Okay. Well, let's get into it. I've been wearing unscented deodorant a lot lately, and just because I have tons of it, I'm trying to use it up. I don't normally wear unscented deodorant, and I want to try to get back to the deodorant that I usually wear, which is Brute. And but I have all this unscented stuff. I got to use it up first. And I didn't even buy it, the unscented deodorant. I just it was a re-gift from my brother-in-law, because he got it for Christmas last year, and he got like 4 sticks of it for Christmas. And I guess then a couple months after Christmas, he decided that he didn't want it, and so he and my sister, it was a gift from my sister. My sister gave it to him, and it wasn't like he gave it to me secretly or something like that. They gave it to me together. So she knew that he was regifting it. And so, there wasn't any drama there or anything. But so I got these 4 sticks of unscented deodorant. And the thing was, I took it because I didn't want it to go to waste, but I already had 4 sticks of scented deodorant that I had gotten for Christmas. Also from my sister. So that was 8. I had 8 sticks at that point, and I don't know. When I opened the present, I didn't know anybody else had also received deodorant as a present, and so I started wondering, did I forget to wear deodorant one day when I came over? Or but then I saw she got it for her husband and my mom and my dad too. So I guess we all stink or something. But anyway, so I had those 8 sticks, and actually I had gone to the store to buy deodorant a couple of days before Christmas. And I bought 2 or 3 sticks. Then I think 3. So then I had 11 sticks. And I think that's probably like the most amount of deodorant that I've ever had in my life at one time. And but I started to get kind of worried at that point because see, when I buy deodorant for myself, like I usually buy 2 or 3 sticks at a time. I used to just buy one at a time, but then you know, what I would do is I'd buy that one stick, and then when that stick like ran out, then I would go to the store and buy another stick. Okay. But then that meant that a lot of times that I would go to the store without deodorant on, and you know, then I'd buy my stick and I'd go home and put some on. But I was like, I shouldn't do it like this, you know. So then I started to buy the 2 or 3 sticks at a time, and then when there was one stick left, then I would go to the store and I could use some of that last stick to make sure I was covered. But I think one day they had a sale on Brute, and so I was like, oh man, I should stock up. And I think I bought like 5 sticks that time. Or maybe I bought 4, so then I had 5 because of the last one from the previous purchase. And anyway, but because I had so many sticks that time, it took so much longer to get down to the last stick that by the time I opened it, a lot of it had evaporated. You know, there's like alcohol in it or whatever. And so it was just like this skinny little, you know, twig almost of like deodorant inside the stick. And I was able to use it, you know, once. But I just went back to 2 or 3 after that because I didn't want that to happen again. So that's why I was so worried when I had 11. I was like, how small is it going to evaporate this time? But actually, I didn't have any problems. So maybe that one time was just a fluke, you know? Maybe it was already dried out when I bought it. Who knows? But I do wear a Brute normally, not tonight, but most of the time I wear Brute. Actually, it's been a while since I wore Brute because I still have the other stuff to use up. But before that, I used to wear English leather, and then they stopped making it. Or no, I don't know if they stopped making it right away because I went to the store to buy it. You know, I just like going to the store to buy deodorant. And it's like a ritual, you know. And but one day I went in and they didn't have English leather anymore. And like, you know, I looked on the shelf to see if like there was a spot for it, and there wasn't. And I was like, oh, bummer, you know. And then I saw the Brute there, and I don't know if I'd ever seen the Brute there before or not. You know, I usually just zeroed right in on the English leather. But I think I saw the Brute because it was the one that looked the most like the English leather. Like it was a different color. You know, English leather had like this. Sorry, I don't know what happened just now. Something. Maybe I need a water. Yeah. Oh. I don't know if that happens from talking or his allergies, or it feels like something's just stabbing me right here in the throat. Let's see if the water helps. Thank you. Oh my God. I guess that's better. I should have got one of these before. Anyway, where was I? The Brute, it looked. I think they actually used the same mold to make the Brute stick that they used to use to make the English leather stick. I don't know if it's the same company or what, but the English leather one was like a cream colored stick with like a almost like a reddish brown lid on it. Real classy look. And then the Brute is a green can, like a metallic green with a black lid. But like I said, I zeroed in on it because I was like, this is like, it looks like just like a repaint. They repainted the English leather can. I was like, well, so let's look at that. And I picked it up and I looked at the ingredients and stuff, and it was pretty much the same as the English leather. So I was like, I'm going to go with this. So the Brute kind of ended up being like my rebound deodorant. You guys ever like, I don't know what kind of deodorant you guys use, but what, Dove? Okay. Degree? All right. Cool. Well, see, on the Brute sticks, there's this thing that happens where when you've used up the stick or whatever, there's actually still some deodorant down in this little thing. And I hate to waste stuff. I mean, that's the whole reason that I took the unscented deodorant from my brother-in-law in the first place. And one time I waste it now, but I tried to save it one time, and I had an empty can of Brute, and then I saved that one, and then the empty ones that I had after that, I took a toothpick and scraped out and I put it in the other one and pushed the pusher back down to the bottom until it filled up, and I had like a whole stick in there. And I did this 2 times. The first time I did it, it was like just crumbs, and I tried to put it on and it just got all over the place. But the second time, I was like, I know what it needs is some heat to melt it all back together. So I put it in the window and left it there for a few days, and it worked. The sun like made it into a stick again. So that was fun. All right, well, I want to move on to a new topic now. I think we got some good time out of that one. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that has been going on in my life with technology. I want to talk to you guys about DVI. Does anybody know what DVI is? You probably have it at home, and you just might not realize it. It stands for Digital Video Interface. Okay. And if you have a computer that's like, I don't know, 10 to 15 years old, maybe a little older, maybe a little newer, it's gonna be the cable that connects your computer to the monitor. But even if you don't have a computer like that, maybe you have like a newer computer that uses HDMI. Do you have that? Okay. And so that's actually pretty much the same as DVI. It's backwards compatible. The difference is DVI doesn't have like sound or some of the other features that HDMI has. But you can actually buy cables that have like DVI on one end and HDMI on the other end, and they just the wires like from the DVI end just go straight over to the HDMI, and then the HDMI has like some other pins on it, you know, for the sound and stuff like that. But and then, you know, if you have a TV, you know, HDMI probably on there too. So, you know, the point is, you know, you think you don't have it, but you know, you probably do. You know, a lot of STDs are the same way. So, but anyway, the reason I bring it up is because I have a computer from 1999, and it didn't come with DVI on it because DVI wasn't out yet. But it's one of those kind of computers that you can upgrade, and so I upgraded it in like 2003 or something like that, and put a new video card in it that had DVI on it. Now, I didn't use the DVI right away because I didn't have a monitor that had DVI. And but that was okay because the video card also had VGA, which, you know, I did have a monitor with VGA, so that was all right. But today it's different, because today I also have a computer from 2019, and I have 3 monitors hooked up to it, and that computer hooks up to the monitors with DisplayPort. Okay, and I was looking at these monitors, and they have, you know, in addition to the DisplayPort for my newer computer, they also have DVI. And so I got really excited about that because I realized that I could hook up my 1999 computer and my 2019 computer to one of the monitors. And you know, that'd be pretty cool, like if I wanted to like go back in time, you know, go back in time and play some old games or something like that. And so I tried to do it, and I have a box full of like old cables and stuff like that, and I found a DVI cable in there. And I plugged it in, but nothing happened. And then I started to think about why. Like, why is this happening to me right now, you know? It should be working. And then I realized that, you know what, I haven't used DVI in a long time. I think I'm getting kind of rusty on DVI, you know? Got to get back in the game. And I remembered that there's different kinds of DVI. And there was a decent chance that the cable that I was using was only set up for single link DVI. And these monitors, you know, being so new, probably required dual link DVI. So I was like, shit, you know, I've got the wrong cable. And so I looked in my box again and found another DVI cable, and that one worked. So yeah. yeah, I was pretty happy that it worked because I really wanted to play Star Wars Pod Racer. Yeah. And you know, that's like one of the best ways to play it. DVI makes it all possible. How you guys doing? All right. Okay. Yeah, this show is totally self-indulgent tonight. So I was like, I'm gonna indulge myself. I've actually had a pretty bad last couple of days. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure other people like in Ukraine and stuff are having worse days, but it's a bad day for me because I'm a web developer and I work from home, and my internet has been down for 2 days. I'm not happy about it. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's get into another topic. Something that, you know, makes me kind of happy is door handles. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about door handles. You used some to get in here tonight, you know, come in the door. I like to do relatable stuff, you know, and everybody's got door handles. So, no, this is actually a story about a door that didn't have a door handle. And needed one, and didn't get one for a long time. In fact, it went many years without having a door handle. This door is attached to a shed in my backyard, and I never really put anything valuable in this shed, so it never occurred to me to put a handle on the door. The door was designed for a handle, and you could see it once had a handle. You know, it had so somebody painted this door, and you could see where a handle had been pressed. You know, the edge of the handle had been pressed into the paint. It also looked like maybe at one time, if it had a handle, somebody broke through the door. It could, because you know, it was the wood was kind of split in the middle, you know, so the pressure from somebody, you know, prying it open or kicking it open had damaged it, but not beyond use. It just didn't have a door handle anymore. And I, you know, like I said, I left it like that for a long time. It was only because a friend of mine came over on a windy day and got creeped out when he saw the door opening and closing in the wind that I thought maybe I should put a handle on it. And so, you know, the search began to try to figure out where I was going to get a handle for this door. Was I going to go to the store and buy a new handle? Did I have one lying around, a spare handle that I could put on there? No. But what I did have was a handle that was on another door inside my house. And I didn't like that. You guys can't take any more? Oh, okay. All right. Get as much as you need. I didn't like that door handle on that door. And but I didn't particularly care how it would look on the shed. So I thought, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this. It was on a closet in my hallway. I'm gonna take this handle off this door in the closet. I'm gonna put it on the shed, and then I'm gonna buy a new handle. I don't want to buy a new handle for the shed. It's just a shed. You know, at least it has a handle now. You know. So I bought a new handle for the closet. And because I was like giving my hallway a makeover anyway. I figured like it makes sense. Because I made a rule. Because I was doing makeovers on a lot of rooms in my house. And I said, every time I do a makeover on a room, I'm going to replace the door handles on the doors that open into the room. Right, because some of these rooms had doors that opened out, and I said that's not fair. You know, I should wait and do that one when I do the room that door opens into. So that was my rule, and it made sense for the hallway because it was a closet, or it was a hallway closet. Of course, the door is going to open into the hallway. It's not going to open into the closet, you know. And so, you know, it was time to do it. But you know, the thing that was interesting to me was just because I put that handle on the shed door didn't mean that the shed door was going to stay closed all the time. Because you know, when I was doing the makeover on the hallway, part of that involved replacing the baseboards along the floor. And so I bought these, you know, just bare wood baseboards, and I put an oil finish on them. But these things, they were like 20 feet long, the baseboards. 20 feet long. All right. 20 feet long. And, you know, I had to find a place in my yard where I could set these up on a couple of sawhorses and put that finish on there. The only place that really seemed to make sense at the time was in front of the shed. So I set them up there. And then what happened is I knew that inside the shed there was scraps of wood, and some of those scraps were scraps of this baseboard, and I only needed a short piece. I was like, why am I going to cut a short piece off of one of these 20-footers when I probably have the right size in the shed? So I was like, all right, and I walked around the baseboards, went in the shed, got the spare piece, came back out and realized that I'd forgotten to shut the door, and I just didn't feel like walking back around to close it again. So it stayed open for a few more days. So door handles, they just don't solve like all your problems, you know. You guys want to talk about Comcast some more? Comcast sucks, you guys. Because, you know, I thought maybe, you know, sometimes the internet just goes down and then it comes back on later. That's what happened on Wednesday. But then Thursday, I don't know where these guys get off. Like, I woke up, right? Internet's still on. And then as soon as I go to clock in for work, out. Doesn't come on again all day, right? So I went up to my sister's house and used her internet. And then same thing today, like this morning. woke up, got on the toilet, internet's on, off the toilet, go to clock in, it's gone. And so yesterday I called, and they made an appointment for today for somebody to come out. And the guy came out and couldn't fix it because he said there was like a interference in the signal, and it was up on the pole or maybe even beyond. And so then he put in a ticket for somebody else to come on and fix that. And then I got a text saying they had fixed that. Got home, still didn't work. And then I was even more pissed. And I called them up again, and then they put you through that same process where they start like trying to upsell you like other products and stuff. I'm like, dude, like the product that I'm already paying for doesn't even work. And now you think I'm gonna be in the mood to buy more? What the hell? So then he went through a whole thing and then said that he was going to send a technician out tomorrow at 1, right? And then I get a text saying, no, the technician's coming on Sunday at 1, when I'm not even going to be here. So, and then when I left to come here, the internet was on. So I don't know what's going on. All right, well, now that I got that out, I mean, there's more to it too, but I don't want to get into that right now. I want to talk to you guys about monster trucks. You guys like monster trucks? Okay. Now, this is actually isn't about like the monster trucks that you see on TV or in the stadiums and stuff like that. It's about like the wannabe monster trucks that people drive around and bully people on the road. And it's not just about them, because I mean, I don't know, we see these people out there driving around bullying people, and then you always want to say like, oh, that guy's got a small dick or something. It's a small penis syndrome. But I don't think that's necessarily true. A lot of these guys probably have, huge cocks. And they still got the monster truck, And so then it's like you start questioning, like, okay, well, if they have a huge cock and they still got the monster truck, like, because the idea is, if they have the small penis, the tiny penis, and they got the monster truck to like compensate for it, right? So if they have like a really big penis and they still got the truck, like, what are they compensating for? Some other like insecurity, maybe it's their dad or a friend, like maybe one of their friends has a small penis and got a monster truck, and then they felt insecure because their friend, I don't know. There's a lot of different things it could be, and we judge these people for driving these things around. But then there's also like this idea in society where it's like people say like a man's got to have a truck, and I can admit, like I've fallen victim to that myself, and almost or tried to buy a truck a couple of times, but it didn't work out. Well, and I don't know what's going on because my dad, he used to have a truck, right? And then he traded it for a Chevy Sprint, which is basically the same as a Geo Metro. And then he wrecked his Sprint, and instead of going back to a truck, he bought a Geo Metro. So, but I tried to buy a truck one time because I live near an auction. I was like, I'm gonna go check out the auction, right? And they had some trucks at the auction, and they were like little tiny little F-150s, like just with the single cab and the short bed, and they were school bus yellow. And I was like, these are cool, you know. And they had one of them had 270,000 miles. I think the other one had 235. I was like, well, I'm hardly ever going to drive it anyway. That's fine. And I bet they're going to be cheap. I was like, I could probably get one of these for like $500-700. Which I didn't have. Well, I probably had it, but I didn't I didn't feel comfortable sparing it on a truck like at the time, you know. So I told my boss, I was like, I'm gonna buy a truck. I want to do a PTO buyout. So I did it. I was like, no, I'm rich. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to the auction with my PTO buyout. But somebody ended up bidding like $2,700 on that truck. It was like $100 per 1,000 miles or something. Is that right? Well, there's some kind of math like that. And well, because they had 270,000 miles and they bid $2,700. What is that? You got 27. That's $10 for every 1,000 miles. I can't do it because I'm on stage. Normally I can do math in my head, but when I'm on stage I can't do it. So you guys have to do it. But it's 100 per 1,000. Okay. Well, whatever it was, it seemed absurd. I was like, whoever did that probably has a really small penis. But how are we doing on time? What time is it right now? Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, all right. I used to work in an office, but my company transitioned to work from home in 2019, June of 2019, before we even knew about the pandemic. It's like, how did, yeah, well, I don't know. The bosses just did it, you know. They must have known something, right? Huh? iTool? Yeah. Anyway, so I started working from home then, so I'm a lot better at it than other people that were forced into it because of the pandemic. But I think it was a good thing in another way too, because we had a lot of problems with silverware in the office. Because I mean, when I started working there, we had like a nice set of silverware. And it lasted for a while, but then like something changed at some point, and like forks started to disappear. And I think what was happening was people would get like takeout and stuff, and then they would use the real, they wouldn't use plastic forks, they would use our nice silverware forks to eat their takeout at their desk, and then just throw away the takeout with a nice fork in the box. I'm just working with these slobs. And then sometimes they would make their own food at the office, and they wouldn't wash their dish. They'd just leave it in the sink, you know. And then some people would get mad and find all these dishes in the sink, and they throw them away. So I think that's kind of what happened to the silverware. Now, I wasn't like that. I kind of realized at a certain point, I was like, I'm a web developer. I get paid a lot more than people who are paid to wash dishes. So if I wash the dishes while I'm on the clock, I'm making double what other dishwashers are making. So I just started washing all the dishes. But it didn't help. I mean, I started doing that too late, and so we had like 2 forks, and one of my bosses found out that on my lunch break sometimes I walked over to Goodwill, and so they were like, "Hey, like when you're there, can you get some forks, and I'll reimburse you." And maybe like get some. I mean, if you see like some green. Because the iTool, all about green. Everything's green, right? Green plates, green cups. So they said if I saw any green plates or cups to get those. So I did. And then shortly after that, we switched to work from home. So I was kind of suspicious. I was like, maybe my bosses just wanted some like cheap piece of crap dishes from Goodwill for themselves, I don't know whatever happened to that stuff. I was going to talk about cucumbers too. You guys like cucumbers? Yeah. I got pissed off. I got pissed off a few weeks ago because I was gonna go on a vacation, and I was making a salad. I knew I was gonna go on a vacation in a couple of days. I looked in the fridge and I had 8 cucumbers in there, and I was like, "There's no way that I'm gonna use up 8 cucumbers in the 3 days." Because I only use like 1 cucumber per day when I make a salad, because I have 1 salad a day. And I was like, how am I going to use 8? I'm only going to use 3, right? I'm like, well, I guess what I could do is I'll just go like on an extra healthy diet and have 2 salads a day. And I'll use 2 cucumbers, and at least that'll be 6 cucumbers that get used. And so there's only like 2 that are going to get wasted when I go on my vacation. But it didn't work out. Like my days just got hectic. I was still only able to eat the 1 salad. And I was just pissed, because I didn't plan. I went grocery shopping a few days before I discovered that there were 8 cucumbers in there, and I bought like 5 cucumbers when I went grocery shopping. So I had cucumbers from like 2 different shopping trips in there, and they just piled up. But it ended up being okay, and the cucumbers were mostly intact when I got back from my vacation. Probably a couple of bad spots that I had to pick off of there. How do you guys feel about cilantro? You've never thought of it? Why not? It's so good. Do you eat cilantro? Okay. I eat it all the time. Like every time I go to the store, I buy a bunch of cilantro because, like, I live alone, and like even though I eat tons of cilantro, it's still like I can't eat it fast enough before like the bunch goes bad. So that's why I have to buy it like every time I go to the store, because you just got to keep those bunches like cycling, like new one in, old one out into the compost, just like every day. Like almost I'm doing that. And it just seems like such a waste. I was like, if I had cilantro growing like a plant in my backyard, I could just go back there and pick some. This would never happen. I would never waste all these bunches of cilantro. So I tried to grow some from, what did I try to do? Oh yeah. Well, one time I bought cilantro from the farmer's market and it still had roots on it. So I cut off like the tops, and then I planted the bottom part with the roots. And it actually kept growing for a little while, but then it died. And then I was like, well, that sucked. And so then a few years later, I was like, I'm going to try again. It took me a couple of years to recover emotionally from that failure. So I was at the nursery, and they had cilantro plants. So I bought one. I was like, I'm going to try one. And I planted it in the backyard. And 2 days later, it had just gone to, it bolted, which is where it just it's all flowers and there's no leaves. And then it died. I was like, that's not going to work either. And then I tried one last time because I had some coriander seeds. Coriander and cilantro are like the same thing, I think, right? And I had some coriander seeds, and so I was like, I'm going to plant these instead of using them for cooking and stuff. So I planted them, and they didn't come up. So that was like the third time that I tried, and I'm never going to try again. So just going to keep buying those bunches of cilantro from the store. And I had this other bit about pesto. You guys like pesto? No? I don't think she likes it. Pesto. I like pesto a lot. What time is it? 9:55. This will be the last one. What's wrong? I like pesto a lot. It tastes so good. I make pesto and I put it on some pasta. I can never just have one bowl. I have to have two. Yeah. What is that? Oh. All right. I wouldn't think so, but I wouldn't know either, because I've never put Copenhagen on pasta before. All right. Yeah. What did I think my dad told me he swallowed because he thought it was still a Coke, you know? Yeah. But anyway, back to back to something that really does taste good, and that's pesto. It tastes so good. I've made pesto with just about any kind of green that you can imagine. Normally I make it with basil, but one time I had a roommate who I don't know. He said he was Italian. He looked Italian, but he said that Italians don't make pesto with basil. They use spinach, which and you're Italian, right? Both of you. So I think now there are some maybe regions or times of year where you would use spinach, right? But generally, most pestos with basil, right? Yeah. So pesto, well, you have like a bunch of basil, right? Basil leaves. You know basil, right? And then you grind it up. So it's like just like really fine. And before you do that, I'm doing it out of order, but the basil, that's like the most important part, or at least that's like the segue part, because that's what we were talking about before you were asked the question. So, but there's other stuff that you put in, like pine nuts, some kind of nuts. Pine nuts are like the best ones, and maybe toast them a little bit, right? I don't always toast them, 'cause sometimes I'm lazy, but you know, but I mean, you could use like almonds, cashews. No, but I've seen it in the store with walnuts in the store. I used, one time I was out of pine nuts and I used pistachios. It's interesting. And they're green, so it matched the basil. But anyway, then you want to put like tons of garlic in there, just like tons of it. Like I put like, 6, 7 cloves. Is that too much? Well, but I'm only making like enough just for me, and I still put. I had an ex-girlfriend one time that put 9. I don't know. She's dead now, so I don't know, but that might have been it, She had some health problems. It might have been like too much garlic, I mean, garlic's healthy, but moderation, right? Yeah. So, and then like some salt and Parmesan cheese. Just put big gobs of Parmesan cheese in there, and then you want to, use a food processor or a blender. To grind it up. I have a molcajete that I was going to try to use. My mom got me it for Christmas, and I was going to try to use it, but you got to season it, with some like garlic cloves. I don't want to waste the garlic to season the molcajete. You can use rice too, but I just haven't gotten around to it. It's been sitting in a cupboard for years. But I actually have a vintage, get this, right? I have a Vitamix, and I've made pesto, and it's alright. It's fine. But I also have a vintage, what's the blender company? Osterizer. It's like it's avocado green. It's from the 70s or something. Got on eBay. And I think it works better for making pesto than the Vitamix. Throw that in there. But like I was saying, I made pesto with just about any kind of green, basil, spinach, and I also used collard greens and kale. And what else? I used like this weird like Asian spinach, and it came out, and it was like, it made the pesto like gooey. It was like sticky, like you put your finger in, like a bunch of it comes out on it. And still ate it though, because it just tasted so good. It's like one of the best tasting things. Sometimes I put it on rice too. If I don't have like pasta or don't feel like making pasta and I already have like some rice that's made, I'll put the pesto on there. Sometimes I make so much pesto because I love making it too, and then I run out of pasta, so then I start spreading it on bread, and I'll put it on zucchini, and then I'll just like eat it with a spoon out of the jar. I put it in. So I put it in a jar. I have different Tupperware and stuff. But I have this collection of Trader Joe's pickle jars that I peeled the labels off of. And so usually I have so many of them, I'm like, I can't drink out of all of these. So I use them to store food. I think we're about done, Jesse. How are you guys doing? I think they finally snuck out somehow. It's a sauce. That's right. I guess. Oh yeah, and olive oil. Olive oil. I missed that ingredient. You gotta put that in there. Gotta. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget the garlic. Parmesan cheese. Oh my God. Okay, well this was an endurance test, not just for you guys, but it was for me too. I gotta switch arms holding the mic because it's like when I play my trombone, because I hardly ever play it. I hold it up in my arm. I think it's this arm though, yeah. So now I get to experience it with this arm, just with the microphone. The higher you lift it, the heavier it gets, because the cord, right? The higher you lift it, the more cord you're holding. That's true. That's why shorter comedians don't have to be as strong. It's a random fact. Okay, well, I don't have anything else to talk about. And but I enjoyed doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. No, I would say this is the end of the show. And I appreciate you guys coming out. That's the thing. You leave early, then you don't get to hear me tell you that I appreciated you being here. But even though they left early, I still appreciated them being here. I wish I could have told them, but I can't. But I can tell you guys, and so that's what I'm doing right now. And I hope that in addition to enjoying the show, you continue to enjoy the rest of your night. And I also want to thank Jesse and Stab for allowing this to happen. So, yeah, question. Oh, yeah. That's usually part of the bit. I believe there are 5 sticks left of the 11. So I used 6 in the last year. And, I wasn't really using it that much because of the pandemic last year. So it really took a while to use those. But yeah, I think so. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I haven't been into the store and looked for any brute for a while, so. Okay. Do they? Yeah. Well, see, because it's discontinued now, and it wasn't discontinued when they stopped carrying it in stores, because I was able to buy some online back then, which I did once. But now you can't. Yeah, now you got to pay that, and it's. I mean, how many years old? I mean, you know. Right? Deodorant at a garage sale. Right. Oh man. All right. Well, I think it's time to get out of here. I don't know what's going to happen. Is there another show, Jesse? A late night show?
Not tonight, no.
Not tonight. Sometimes there are, though.
Sometimes. Like tomorrow.
Tomorrow, there's a late night show.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to go into it in just a second.
Okay. Take it away.
Thank you, Stephen. Oh, and thank you all for experiencing that. That's it for us for the evening. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for the full calendar of events. We do live improv, stand-up, sketch, podcast, and gaming streams 7 days a week, including in-person stuff Thursdays through Sundays. Check out the calendar. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big full day. Starting at noon and running to 11. We've got 5 shows. Just check it out. I can't get into it now. I could. You're here. You listen to Steven for an hour. You clearly listen to me for 5 minutes. But I'm not going to do that to you. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you back here maybe tomorrow or whenever you come back through. Thanks for joining us. And for the online audience, you know what? Let's send you guys. Where can we go? We've got some friends online. How about In All Night Live? Go check them out. And we'll see you tomorrow. Hold on for the rating.